I'm Debbie Acuna, and I'm the director of UB David, and I'll be Jonathan. And we provide the materials for the follow-up program for the summer Bible clubs. Follow-up is a very important aspect of the summer clubs. You will see the kids for 1 week, and hopefully in that week they will be encouraged to want to know more about Jesus, and they will have their appetites whet so that they will want to know more. And so this is the way that they can know more. We're also, I have a PowerPoint to show to the kids, showing them what they're going to be doing and how they can earn points by doing these lessons, as giving them an incentive to do them. And one way that they can do the lessons is online. And so they're going to get one of these papers, and what we're going to do is we're going to give this folder to the host, and they can pass them out to the children. And in it is these little papers that talk about the online lessons. They're in both English and Spanish. They tell them where to go to get to the lessons and how to register and how to do the lessons. Now, if they choose to do these lessons, that will be great. We just need to have some kind of record, something written by their parents saying, my child did these lessons, so that they can get credit for them. Now, that's one way they can do it. They can also do paper lessons. And so we have paper lessons for them in groups of three lessons. With them, they have a little introductory thing that tells them about the lessons, and all these lessons are free. So make sure that they know that they're free. They don't have to pay for any of them. They are all free, and they can earn points with UB David and I'll be Jonathan. They get 100 points for every lesson they do. Once they do 4 lessons and have 400 points, they get a book on what Christmas and Easter are all about. When they do 7 lessons and get 700 points, then they enter into a book club, and they can be getting books, and every time they read a book and turn in the answer sheet for it, then they get another book, and those are all completely free. Once they get 1,000 points, that's 10 lessons, then they can get a award book, a binder to put their awards in, and then they also get prizes for every 1,000 points that they get. So that's an incentive. Now, we have them divided up by age groups, and the smaller kids, ages 4 through 8, would get see and do. And in the see and do lessons, they have a story to read. That's fairly simple. They also have a registration form in there, and in that, their parents need to fill this out with their name, address, and hopefully their phone number, so that we can follow up. Now, if we don't have a name and an address, a complete address with the apartment number, we can't send them anything. So this paper is vital. We need to have this paper back so that we can send them more lessons, because they can send lessons in the mail and continue to learn about Jesus throughout the year, not just the 1 week that you're going to have them in your club. And so this is important. Now they can read their lesson, and then at the end of the lesson it has a memory verse, and it also has a little activity page, and then the last page is the answer sheet. This is the important part that we need to get back. This is the only part we need back. So when they finish this, they need to tear it off and put their name and address and age on here and give it back to their host. Their host will give it back to you at the end of the week, hopefully with all of them together. And so that's how it will go. Now this is for the smaller kids. The older children will get story time, and they will have the same thing, the thing that tells them about all the points and how they get it, and then they also have a story to read and an activity to do and the answer page. And remember, the answer page is what we need to have back. We're giving them 3 lessons, so they have lessons 1, 2, and 3 that they can do during the week that you have them in your club. Now for the teenagers, we have timely topics for teens. And so they have a lesson to read, a story to read, and then they have their answer sheet on the back that they need to turn into. And also on here they have where they put their name and their address. and they get 3 of those also. Now you may be having Spanish speakers in your club, and we have lessons in Spanish also. We have ver y hacer in Spanish, and they're the same as the English. They're just in Spanish, and so they can do these lessons. All the instructions are in Spanish for them, and the registration card is also in Spanish for them. Now the older Spanish speaking kids will get exploradoras, and these are a little smaller, and in them they have 2 lessons. Each one of these has 2 lessons, so they have 1 lesson and then they have another lesson. Each one of the lessons has an answer sheet that needs to be turned in, and their names need to be on both answer sheets, and also their addresses so that we can turn those back in. Now at the end of the week, you will go and pick up all of the answer sheets that have been done, and then you will give them back to me, and we will have them graded, and we will send them their next lesson. Everybody that turns in a lesson, whether they do 1, 2, or 3, they will receive another lesson as long as we have an address to send them to. So make sure you get that address. That address is vital. It's very important. You know, the post office isn't going to send it to Juan Acosta on Missouri Street. They're just not going to do that. So we need to make sure that we have an actual name and address, apartment number, so that we can get them back. Now, whenever you introduce it to the children, you'll have a PowerPoint to show them, and then you can stress to them that if they do their lessons and they turn them in, they will get a prize for that. And so you will have some prizes that you can put in their goodie bags, and those that do turn in things will get those goodie bags with the extra prizes in them. So do all you can to make sure that the kids turn in their lessons. We want as many kids as possible to turn in lessons and keep doing lessons so that they can keep growing and get to know Jesus better. And those that have accepted Jesus as their Savior can grow, and those that haven't can know more so that they can accept Jesus. And most of all, pray for your children. Pray for the lessons, pray for the children, and pray that God would use what we do this summer. Thank you.